Namaskar. You are welcome to the Public Global, and as usual, you are requested to please subscribe the channel and like the programs and share it to your friends. Now, today is the most important day in the history of democracy of India. The Bihar election in adverse situation has been completed, and now the result is on the air. The result is being published, although the final result has not come yet. And it may take some few hours, the matter there to official declaration of the election result will be there. Today, it is understood that the Supreme Court is also hearing the process of the SIR, what Supreme Court will decide and how Supreme Court will consider, what the process will be there in the court, in the legal was pending. This election has been happened. This election in Bihar Vidhan Sabha, Bihar Assembly election 2025, in a very adverse situation. Just you see, just to give a retrospective, we see just a mirror memory will be there. That the voter list was not prepared finally. Legal process was pending there of our SIR, and so many other situations, other questions were unresolved. The leader of opposition, Rahul Gandhi, and the other questions raised by the democratic loving people has not been answered properly. And what the election commission is behaving in such a manner which is not in a good test so far the democratic sense of the country is concerned. So democracy prevailed with good sense. If there is any sense of a miscreant sense, that only damages democracy itself. Yes, law and order situation is there. Always law and order question has been raised in the name of the Zangal Raj and others. But when the democratic system, when it becomes the fight between the democratic system, the democracy and the law and order, then in which side you will be there? When the demand of democracy has been treated as a law and order problem, like a law and problem situation, then what will happen? And it is very difficult to decode the Bihar election result in such a manner so quickly we won. The ready-made solution, ready-made interpretation, decoding of this result is rarely may lead us to a wrong side. But here is the question: there was no symptoms in the public mood which had been indicated us that there is going to be a slight kind of victory, a greater victory. Of course, our Home Minister was telling it that they will get an India alliance will get. India will get more than 160, and that is happening there. And then now the question is how it becomes very accurate, so accurate information of some powerful persons of the government. Of course, we may say that they may have speculated, they have every right to speculate. They have every right to calculate and estimate what is going to be there, like us, what we are doing. But nobody like us can say such kind of accuracy in the announcement of such results, which is in the public domain. Yet the public has not decided. Yet the election commission has not declared. Yes. So they are talking about the accurate number, 160 and like this. And becoming so no need of any kind of exit poll and other thing. And exit polls are also following all those instructions that is it think that a prescripted situation is like there. So but now we have to understand the problem or understand the movements of with the eye of the democracy and the democratic process and the democratic values. And then we have to decode our analysis of course, our analysis has proven uh, wrong. We must accept it. But our main concern is not the party. As a journalist, as a citizen, our concern is the democracy and the freedom of this country, which has been acquired by the very high kind of struggle under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi. Of course, today is the 14th November, the birth date of Janma Jayanti of our first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, who has been laid down the basic, one of the person who have laid down the democratic process in our country. And on this past date, such kind of result is not very courageous, because that what we have talked. That is not beyond that the Congress is getting, or the Mahagathbandhan is getting defeated. But the democratic sense is being defeated. Yes, it has been told in the field of in the case of justice. The justice should not only be done, but it should be visible. It should be visible. It should be seen. That is also true in the case of the election process also. Elections should not only be happen, but it should be happen in such a manner that it is being visible in the eye of the public. Public can see it. So, but there are so many, the lack of transparency in our election process has been there. And what we have seen, what has been shown to us, that was not the real scene. And what was the real scene that has not been shown to us, that not allowed to come across our experiences. So this is why we all are the client who is only that this government and this system is not yielding in the manner it should, in a democratic manner. There is no situation, no case like that. So now our problem is like that. Yes, our concern is democracy, and the democratic value, the human rights, and the other things, and the economic conditions of the people, and the Bihar being a most of the backward state in India itself, when we compare with the South Indian states and the other states, then we will take it that what the condition is there, and that is not very much attractive. That is not very good. So, and the lack of the unemployment and the migration problem was there, and so many people came from after SIR. The name has been removed by on the name of they are the migrant laborers, those who are living in other side of the country, in that name. But after train, people were being carried to Bihar to vote. Who were those? And what they were doing? Are they voters? We don't know. But it happened. What happened when the BBPAT, the slips of the BBPAT has been found in the Saraiganj and others like that. And the explanation which was given by the source, that was different. That was not as per the norms. And there's so many itself, the CCTV camera has been stopped, was not functioning or malfunctioning. And not only some vehicles are found nearer to the strong room, where it was not supposed to be there. And not only for that, when we have seen it, the boxes which are empty, the tin boxes which are empty. But that was after the passing of the 4, 5, 7 hours after that. We saw this. The vehicle entered in the premises at 5 hours before, and that made to see us. That has been made to see us after 5 hours and 6 hours. So that is not all the bad intention was there or not. But the moot question is why those things have been happened there. So things are yet to be decoded, yet to be understood by the people of India itself. But the one indication is very much clear that nobody can deny. And that is there in democracy, yes, election is one of the most important symptom of the democracy, and that is the proof. One of the proof of the democracy is in the right path. But only the democracy, only the election process is not sufficient to receive a system as a democratic system. I am trying to say, yes, election process is important for democracy, but only election process cannot decide, cannot prove the system is democratic. There are so many democratic processes also in the USSR, now Russia and China itself, and in so many other countries. But then why they are not being called as why they are not being considered as a democratic country? So yes, electoral process by electoral autocracy cannot be denied. Who cannot be taken as a. We cannot see that electoral autocracy. The situation of electoral autocracy is not happened in the history of the world. But the electoral autocracy never can be removed, never can be defunct, never can be weakened by the process of election itself, and that is the most dangerous system, the symptom developing in our democratic setup. And after the constitutional situation is like that, today itself the government, I don't know, I have time and again I am referring. Today itself the government, Supreme Court of India is hearing on the basis of what happened with SIR, whether the legality of there. So that's why we are talking about the legal situation was pending there in the Supreme Court also itself. And not only the legal pendency was there, but also the administrative, the servient, the pendency was also there, as the voter list was not completed by the time. But the election has been declared and the completed now, and then now result has been published and will be published by today, and the hearing is also going on. If there is any kind of if Supreme Court found, we cannot take granted for taken for granted. So the decision of Supreme Court cannot be treated as. So if Supreme Court says something different, and the Bihar election has been done already, and the benefit of that is not to the Bihar. It is very difficult to understand when the entrance of the Adani, he has been given the huge property of Pirpaiti in Bhagalpur district, here are the Bhagalpur, and within the district, for Adani groups. And that land has been allotted to them. And in Pirpaiti, people have voted in that favor. How anybody can decode it? It is very difficult to decode it. And nobody can be convinced. Yes, then we have to understand what is there. But things are there. Apart from the system adopted by the Election Commission, favor done by the Election Commission, yes, that is there. But beyond that, all the analysts and the person like us, like me, we have thought that yes, the democracy is like that. Election Commission will do some favor, but that may be the 5%, 6%, 10%, and the people's response will recover it. People's response will compensate it, and beyond that, the extra support of people of Bihar will be there to neutralize the effect of Election Commission. The efforts of Election Commission will be neutralized, and that will not be part of that. But the result the most popular word in the rujhan, the tendency, the leaning, and the symptom, and whatever it may be, you can say. Such things are being there. So it is very difficult to, if it maintains it, if it converts into the result, then it will be, our duty will be there to decode it in a different manner, and it may take some time after the full data will be available there, if available there, and how others are trying to take it. So this is the first view, the first point of uh, thought just after the result, and I propose I propose to let the situation, let it settle, and the information may stabilize, and after that, the stabilization of the information, we'll try to analyze it in a cohesive manner, in a different manner, to understand. And in between, I request you also, please, you also give your opinion all the time. I am requesting you to please give your opinion and enrich us, and we can make. But anyhow, at any cost, we have to save the democracy. If the one person is fighting for democracy and fighting for the constitutional provision of our country, we must commit ourselves to be with him. So this, the sense of defeatism cannot defeat us. There's no place of defeatism. Democracy always should win, and that is the sportsman spirit. By defeating sports itself, no team can win. If any team wins by defeating sports spirit itself, that is not in the favor of the humanity, not in the favor of the sports. So election is like that. So no party can say by defeating democracy, the party is winning. So there are a lot of things to talk, and there are talking points. You are requested once again to please make your point. You must opine on all these issues. For today, all we are waiting for. This is the prima facie, the first side analysis, in my view, and the late result come. We will decode it again. Thank you very much. Please like, subscribe the channel, like the program, and distribute and share it to your friends. Thank you very much.